Ainz is seriously one of my favorite anime characters at this point. I just love how he gets around so much catastrophe, because I think there is a misconception about Ainz' character. I feel like a large portion of people who actually think he's an idiot because he was just some salaryman from Japan, he's not actually some genius like we typically see in an isekai. But that's the farthest thing from the truth. While it's true that he's not some mastermind who plans every single W, he's not an idiot in the slightest. There's a lot of intelligence behind the guy, it's just naturally, he misunderstands a hell of a lot because, one, he doesn't understand political jargon, he doesn't understand what a vassal state or vassal empire is, so he navigates out of that because he's not an idiot and doesn't want to accidentally do something that could cause an even bigger misunderstanding that could potentially be detrimental to his own kingdom and everything like that. Of course, Overlord uses it in a very comedic way to show us that, man, this dude could literally sneeze and accidentally conquer the world because people would misunderstand the true intentions of Ainz. But ultimately, he's not a moron in the slightest, and I think people who try to claim he is just a moron who naturally wins are completely ignoring the now 3 seasons and some odd episodes of content that has proved that he has navigated so much in an intelligent way. It's just, like I said in last week's video, it's a 50-50 coin toss. Did he plan it, or did he accidentally walk into it? And as we saw in this week's episode, he accidentally walked into his BFF, who I love seeing just how much he actually thinks these two are friends, that it was a misunderstanding for his point of view. And just to, see over the course of the match against the Warrior King, he's pretty upset at one point. He's like, bro, what the hell? I'm literally the person you're allied with. Why are you cheering on the enemy? That kind of hurts, man. I think even the smartest of people can be oblivious to the most obvious of things with an outsider looking in, being like, damn, he really doesn't like you. But of course, Ainz doesn't realize it. But I love seeing it from his point of view before we naturally got into this fight, because I think that's important, because one of the best parts of Overlord is just seeing Ainz randomly stumble into a scene that we've been building up for multiple episodes, wondering how the hell did he get there? Such a shocking realization, and then actually seeing how he got to that moment. If we would have, directed it differently, right? Imagine had we not seen it from the Emperor's point of view up until that point, and just knew why he was there, it wouldn't be as funny, it wouldn't be as shocking for everyone, and we'd be like, oh yeah, that's fine directing, but it's not going to be the same level of masterclass directing that Overlord's known for. And that's what I love about the first 4 episodes of the season, and if this is a good example of what this season has to offer, it's going to be my favorite Overlord season to date. And I'm really excited because, if you look at it from last week, right, with the whole idea, everything was not too bad for the Emperor, right? He was trying to build up some connections with people who very much know that Ainz can't be trusted. He knows that, this man's probably going to kill me at some point. I want to make sure that I ally myself with people who might be able to find a way to defeat him. And then in comes Bone Daddy saying, hey bro, what's going on? Oh, don't mind me, I'm just doing my own thing here. Alright, see you later. And those people who already were heavily suspicious of him being someone working close to the man they're trying to kill is noping out of there. Yeah, you're trying to literally get us in one location probably to kill us, so good luck with that. So it leaves this man with literally no option other than to cheer on the Warrior King in the rare case that he ends up killing his biggest threat. And once that doesn't happen, we see this man break. And I thought, truthfully, maybe this is too ridiculous, but I was expecting some Looney Tunes level directing where, as he's saying that he wants to be a vassal empire to him, his hair would just fall off in chunks. I was expecting something to that degree. Though given the fact that even after probably getting the agreement that he wants, he's probably going to go ridiculously bald just from the stress of thinking that because for Ainz, not knowing the political lingo, gets out of there and says, give it to me in writing, he now is he really did know. It's hilarious because this man's not an idiot in the slightest, but there's so much about his character in this world that is misunderstood, and really we haven't seen too many points of his misunderstandings biting him in the ass, even though he always is fearful. It's kind of hilarious to think that for being such a powerful, menacing figure in this world, he's usually just as scared of the actions that he's making or are basically being took on him as basically the entire world is looking in on him. And it was crazy to see the end of that match there where, just the whole idea of announcing your plan, which seriously still love the whole idea of true adventurers, not just using you as a tool, as a weapon, but actually going adventuring, discovering the unknown. and then showing to them what is seen as reviving the dead. I have surpassed death. Come with me and I'll show you true power, which I thought was a good remark, because for people who have been their entire lives fighting the strong, you don't want to just give that up to go exploring. That kind of sounds like you're just going to go walking for your entire life. But by him saying, I want to make you strong in ways you've never seen before, but you're not going to just be a mindless tool, you're going to be a powerful person. It was a great way to really show his true strengths, even though he really wasn't getting the cheers that he was expecting, which I just loved his little remarks over that fight, just being like, wow, I thought I'd be a little more popular in here, but hey, this is just the hand I've been dealt. When it came to the actual fight, I thought it was awesome because he had quite a few handicaps. Wasn't supposed to use magic, he had to be all physical and stuff, but ultimately, I love the idea that throughout this match, you see a pretty even respect there, right? The whole idea that, hey, if I win, come be my underling. If I win, I'm gonna eat you because you're powerful as shit and I want to consume your power. And then very quickly, we realize that this man will not just forfeit, right? He is the warrior king. He has to die or win. Those are the two options. And I love seeing over the course of it, him just kind of it felt like someone who, for all his life, always chased the strong, and while he's happy to have found someone who's stronger than him, it's a crushing realization. And the fact that Ainz never goes out of his way to humiliate in the ways I think most people in his position would, more so, he recognized that if you're the strongest in this kingdom, I'm the strongest in the world. Like, it really does paint a picture of why nothing he does will ever be able to defeat him. And then to combine it with the ending, just some powerful stuff across the board while having some very fun animation techniques. I love the sword play. I love the idea of just how he would walk around him and touch him with his kind of curse. It was just really, really fun. And all the preparation up until that moment was kind of hilarious to see, because for Ainz, right, someone who basically has everyone kissing his ass at a moment's notice, to have a man just pretty much be negative around him, I love the fact that he acknowledges that it's actually refreshing, because that's kind of what he wants. He wants people to push back, because he doesn't know half the shit that he's controlling or saying or doing, because he literally was just a gamer who had an average job, but now is thrown to kind of well, they want to conquer the world. I can't really push back against that because it doesn't really negatively affect me. But at the same time, I'm not just going to conquer the world and be evil. I'm trying to create that world that's sweet as honey. But obviously, we know with him being a skeleton and obviously everything else going on, sweet as honey is going to have a very similar effect to what it had on the Emperor, and that's going to be pretty catastrophic to witness. But I love it, just seeing the different ways they went about everything and how the diplomacy in this show is always first and foremost. It's not just a dude walking in and starting a fight. Literally, as they bypass the gates, the acknowledgement that a political figure as strong as you entering this kingdom, that's almost like a declaration of war because you did it unannounced. And he's like, no, my bro's going to be fine with that. I just don't want to burden him. There's so many funny things that it literally could start wars, but at the same time, we know how powerful he is, and I like the acknowledgement of, did you seriously kill, 10,000 people with a single spell? Yeah, but, I gotta charge that for 10 years. Don't worry about it. We're fine. Yeah, okay, but, do you really want to reveal that information? Nah, don't worry about it. I got other spells. I love how, by revealing something so bullshit but so powerful, it then makes him look weaker, but then he immediately acknowledges that he has other powerful skills so that still fear me, but it's just such a mess of a conversation that the dude just ends up making the match happen as he cheers on basically the Warrior King saying, please don't die. Overlord has been fantastic this season, man. It's been an absolute riot to follow. It's funny, it's action-packed, it has so much political intrigue, and there's just so much going on, and I'm loving the balance between Ainz and the other characters, and I can't wait to see where they're going to take it from here. I mean, I thought Ainz was actually some of the funniest we've seen of him over all the seasons. There was just something about him getting just slightly salty that his best friend wasn't cheering him on, or the fact that the crowd wasn't cheering him on, and then just kind of apologizing afterwards and then getting out of there before really making this man go bald before he hits probably 30 or 40. Just absolutely love it. But thoughts down below, what did you think of Overlord Season 4, Episode 4? I definitely have been enjoying this one a lot, but thoughts down below, leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you're new around here. Till next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.